It's time for the Ravagers to rise once again to glory!
You are listening to The Ravager Report, a Fox Next Marvel Strike Force podcast dedicated to bringing you the latest news, information, and updates. With your hosts, Dorian.
It is a name what strikes fear into the hearts of anyone what hears it!
And Hebrew Hammer.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
Hello and welcome to episode 22 of The Ravager Report. I am, as always, your host, Dorian, and with me is the Honorable Hebrew Hammer. Hebrew, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, buddy. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right, thanks. So, it is February 22nd, and we have had quite the week, have we not?
Yeah, we have had a big week for several reasons.
So, before we get into the Datamine and the news, why don't you let everybody know what you've been up to this past week?
So this past week, not, like normal stuff. There's never too many interesting things going on in my life. I was going to say two specific things, though. I did watch, I don't know if you've seen this. This is probably right up your alley, so I wouldn't be surprised if you did. But did you see that new show, Umbrella Academy?
I have not finished it.
Okay,
I'm
not
in
going to say
episode
anything,
10.
obviously. You what?
I think I'm in episode 10.
Okay, very, very good. Yeah, I loved that. I was so excited about that whenever I saw it. I'm very, very good. There were some points where it was a little slow, but overall really good. The music in it was great. I was really excited about it. Anyway, so I binged the hell out of it. So I had a good time watching that, and I had I had a really funny dream the other night. It's a very short dream, but it was very funny because it's MSF specific. I think it was 2 days ago. I had a dream that I pulled, and keep in mind, I already have 4 red stars on Ronin, but I had a dream that I pulled 6 red stars for Ronin. And I woke up and I was just like, oh my God, in my dream, like where anything can happen, I still didn't even pull a 7-star. I was just like, not even in my dreams is that a possibility for me. So, that was the excitement of my dreams. That was the limit. 6 stars. But anyways, outside of those 2 hilarious anecdotes, nothing super exciting. Just doing the normal stuff in game. Been trying to crush that Alpha 4 as much as possible. And that's pretty much it. What about you, buddy?
So this week also started watching The Umbrella Factory.
Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, thank you, Umbrella Academy. I don't know what I was thinking. I've been fighting illness all week. So I've enjoyed it so far, but without giving away any spoilers, it really feels like The Watchmen.
It has a definite feel that's similar.
Yeah,
for sure.
So,
I don't think that it's too close though, but it definitely has a feeling. I know what you mean.
Yeah. But I've been enjoying it. I'm not a huge Ellen Page fan, but she's been doing a pretty good job. So, everybody else in there has been really good. So, obviously been watching that quite a bit. Got my new stove yesterday, so that's fun. Anything else really? It's just been been a really quiet week. I feel like something big happened, dude. But I don't remember. But in game, I've been working on my Kree, and they actually have been really, really good. And we're going to talk about them a bit later. Go more in detail on them now that we've got our hands on them and able to play with them and see what they're capable of. And took advantage of the city double drops and got a 15 drop of Punisher and a premium orb today, which was nice. He's only like 10 or 15 to 20 shards away from being 7-star. So, really, really looking forward to that. Boy, that's really about it. It's been kind of a dead week, other than, the big news of the week, which we're going to go into later with the dropped update and everything else has been coming. But before we do, wanted to let everybody know that we just want to thank everybody that helps support our show. I want to give a real quick rundown of all our patrons for this month. So give me 1 second here. So a big shout out to Della, Andrew, Anthony, BMZR, Brock, Bruce, Gareth, Jay, Justin, Chris, Kyriakos, Lamon, Lunchbox, Michael, Mike, Nikasi, Ryan, Sean, Sky, Squirrel Girl, and Sinister. Thank you guys for all the support that you give our show. We really appreciate it. We couldn't do this, on a just day in and day out and week in, week out without you guys. So, if you do like what you hear and would like to help support us, you can always go to our Patreon at patreon.com/Ravager Report. I'm going to try to do that once a month, give everybody a nice big shout out. We have modified our Discord a bit, which you can come to at discord.me/Ravager Report. We've kind of separated out the patron tiers because we've got some exciting things coming very soon, don't we, Hebrew?
Yes, we do. That's for sure.
Yep. Are you okay spilling that, or you want to wait?
You can go ahead. I think it's fun.
So it's going to be very small to start, but we are going to be offering up some merch. So if you would like to order a Ravager Report t-shirt, feel free to give us a DM. We don't have the store set up just yet, but it will be coming, and there will be additional patron perks as related to the merch store as we go forward. But just wanted to let everybody know that we are kind of branching out and expanding the brand. So thanks to all of you that make it possible.
Yeah, our goal is to pretty much have everyone in the world wearing a Ravager Report shirt.
Yep, and I'm
by
hoping
the end of the year.
I am hoping that I'm going to be able to come up with some additional artwork. We'll have to see. I've been talking to my daughter. She's an artist, trying to get her to do some stuff. She's not been very receptive yet, but we'll see. We'll see. So, shoot a shirt of the Dorian boot picture. That might be doable for the right price. Not saying that it's going to be doable for the right price.
This is going to get into some weird
but it might be doable for the right price.
Yeah. For the right price. You get into some weird stuff. Opening the door.
Anyway, before that gets too weird. So before we get into, you know what? Let's do the data mine, and then we're going to do the new thing that we started this week. So we do have some data mine this week. So it looks like, according to the data mine, Minn-Erva campaign is going to start February 25th. Captain Marvel is going to be available in Red Stars at double drop until February 26th. That feels wrong. That one I would say is flat out wrong. By the way, all data mines are subject to change. They're not 100% positive. Do not farm or change your current strategies based around data mines. Ultimus 7 is coming. Commander, a new tier has been added to the Ultimus raid. Ultimus 7 is only for alliances prepared for an intense challenge and is recommended for squads level 75 up. Completing Ultimus 7 will reward you and your alliance with T4 ability materials, orange gear, orbs, and more good luck, Commander. So there's a couple of things in this data mine because it looks like not only is Ultimus 7 coming, but it looks like we're going to be getting a level increase. Next, we've got the Alliance War effect description. So I'm going to run through these real quick. Let's see. It looks like the Med Bay is going to be plus 50% max health to all defensive squads. The Armory is going to be plus 25% to max health, damage, armor, resistance, and focus for offensive squads. The Weapons Room will be offense down for 2 turns to 2 enemies attacking adjacent rooms. The Bridge will be counter for 2 turns to 2 allies defending this room. The Hangar will be speed up for 2 turns to 2 allies when attacking. The Reactor will be disrupt for 2 turns to 2 enemies attacking. The barracks will be plus 25% to max health, damage, armor, resistance, and focus for defensive squads. Cargo. The cargo bay looks like 4 random positive effects, stackable for 2 turns to allies defending adjacent rooms. Deck 1, 2, and 3 all have the same thing. They are offense up for 1 turn to 2 allies defending the room. The science lab looks like it's defense up for 2 turns to 2 allies defending adjacent rooms. There's a room bonus. Room bonuses. Oh, so here's a description of the room bonuses. Room bonuses adjust the stats of attacking and defending characters in war. Destroy all the defenders in a room to move the bonus during the war. Let's see. Join after war start pop-up. Alliance cooldown. You cannot enter a war that started before you join the alliance. There's a pop-up for matchmaking saying locating your war alliance. And then a supply title war prep saying stock up on your war supplies. Once you hit ready, you cannot purchase more supplies during the war. And that sounds like it's going to be a pay-to-play. It's a pay-to-win PvP system. I saw
what
that.
Did we
and
talk
I was
about
not be
for
happy
this
about
week?
that. Huh?
So what did we talk about for this week?
I know. Look, anything that allows you to modify the outcome for money is a pay-to-win system, and I don't think PvP should ever be pay-to-win. So, I'm not being negative. I'm just being honest in my assessment that a pay-to-win PvP system is very, very bad.
Yeah, I mean that's like this whole game has always been like. I mean, like almost every game is pay to win.
I mean, you can't. I mean, so you cannot pay to win in arena. You can refresh, okay? But
you can.
No, not in each battle. You can't pay to affect the outcome of an individual battle. You can pay to get your characters better.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
but that's very different than buying heals to heal up your characters between raids.
I say it's 2 sides of the same coin.
No, one is clearly pay to win, but we'll just agree to disagree on that one.
We're gonna get into a big semantic argument on that one. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and breeze past that. How do you feel about the effects though in the rooms? Like, do you like that? We're not going to go through all of them again, but I mean, do you like that they're there? Do you like that that's a part of the strategy that you have to play out?
It's okay. I mean, I've played games where they've had bonuses. I've played them where they've not in a very similar situation. I have to see how it plays out. We'll just have to see how it plays out. I'm not sure how I feel about it right now.
Yeah, I actually personally am a fan of that. I think it adds a little bit more strategy to it. You have to actually think whenever you do something. So I think that being said, I know that it's also going to require more time because of it, because I'm going to actually have to plan. But at least I'm actually going to have to be thinking about something that is somewhat fun because it's strategy based. So I don't know. I'm kind of a fan of it for now, at least, but we'll see.
Yep. We'll have to see how it all plays out in the end. So that is the data mine that we had before the show started. Somebody mentioned in chat something about milestones coming for Captain Marvel, but I didn't see that anywhere else. So kind of take that with a grain of salt. We're going to get into something new that we started just this week, and that is what we're going to try to do this every week going forward, and that is our weekly poll. So every Friday morning, I'm going to send out a link to a form for a Google form fillable poll that you can fill out and submit some information on. So this week, the poll focused on the Kree work. So our very first question was, how excited are you for the Kree rework? And on a scale of 1 to 5, Hebrew, can you have you looked at the results yet?
I've not looked at the results yet. No, I actually wanted to kind of be surprised. So.
Okay, so at the lowest level, those not excited was only 3 people. So
yeah,
the next lowest. Actually, the lowest was number 2, at 2 people. The third lowest was number 5, the most excited. That was at 17%, only 15 people. So the second most excited was right in the middle at number 3. 21 people, 23.9%. And
Damn.
the highest, the most votes was for a 4 at 47 votes, 53.4%. So Hebrew, where did you vote on this?
I'm fairly positive that I put that one at a 5 because I was very excited for the Kree rework.
Yeah, so I didn't vote. I should have. I didn't. I probably also would have gone with a 5 on that one.
Yeah, for sure.
So our second question was, which Kree got the best rework? So the options obviously were Ronin, Oracle, Noble, Reaper, Cyborg, and Royal Guard. Hebrew, who do you think was number 1 on that list?
I put Ronin for me for sure.
77 other people agreed with you for 88.6%. Second was Royal Guard with 5 people at 5.7. Third was Noble with 3 at 3.4%. And then Reaper and Cyborg both had 1 person apiece. So thank you to the 2 people that at least threw them a bone.
I don't agree with that the rest of the voting, but yeah.
So Oracle got
I
no
think
votes.
Cyborg should have been higher.
I do think
Oracle
Cyborg
was good.
Cyborg should have been much higher in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Well, I mean, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I keep interrupting. I was going to say, so like Royal Guard, I'll get into this later on, but I have some issues with Royal Guard, and I think Cyborg's was like a really good rework, and so I would actually put him above. Oracle, I could see as being lower because he's going to be basically replaced by Minn-Erva for the most part. So,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I could see that happening, but yeah. So I was a little surprised by the rest.
See,
yeah.
I wonder if Ronin got so much just because he was really good in beta and then he was junk after his rework, and people had just been wanting him to be good for so long that's why he got voted up so high. To me, Cyborg was probably the most interesting kit, but I definitely thought Ronin's was good. For me, I think Cyborg would have been the one I would have gone with there because that kill then hit somebody else plus generate energy, and if he kills them, he's hitting somebody else and generating energy. I mean, he can chain through an entire board, and if you're going up against somebody with minions, that guy's going to keep going.
Yeah. There's a lot of positives there for him, for sure.
Yep. So our next question was, what mode do you think the Kree will work best in? And I kind of messed this up a little bit. I probably should have left an open-ended here. But the options were raids, blitz, arena, or multiple. I kind of regret not having put in, like, instead of multiple, put, raids, blitz, blitz, arena, raids, arena, to give people multiple options there. So what do you think was the number 1 overall for this?
There was one that said good for all modes, right?
Not all modes. I said multiple. I put multiple.
Okay, multiple modes. So yeah, I put that, and I think that would be number 1.
Yeah, that was number 1. 35 people voted for that one at 39.8%. Second was raids. 32 people thought they were only going to be good in raids. Well, they would not only good, but they would work best in raids. At 36.4%. Blitz came in with 20 people at 22.7%, and 1 person voted for arena. I haven't seen the video yet, but apparently they do count a Brotherhood in arena, I guess. I've heard, maybe. So
I have not heard that yet, but
I'll have to watch the video to find out. There's a video on YouTube from Valley about that. So
oh yeah, all right, I heard about that, but yeah, I have not watched it yet.
So I probably would have gone with multiple here as well. I think they're going to be a great raid and blitz team. I will tell you right now that my Kree at 87K will work in Blitz 8.3. So that bodes well for them. Of course, all my Kree are pretty evenly, power leveled, so that probably helps too.
Yeah. I agree.
So the next question we asked was, are you going to build up your Kree team? So the options were yes, no, and only for Fury. Hebrew, where'd you go on this one?
I said yes. I mean, mine's already built up pretty decently, but yeah, I'm going to continue to build up my Kree team. I would imagine most would say yes as well.
Yes, 66 other people agreed with you. Well, 65 others. I would have voted yes as well. But 75% of all people said yes. Second was surprising to me, only for Fury. 20 people said that they're only going to work up Kree to get Fury. And then 2 people said no. So I'm not sure what to say to the 2 people that say no. I think you may be making a mistake. But if you're having fun, awesome. Okay. So our next question kind of breaks away from the Kree work and actually goes into the 2 new characters. So our next question was, how excited are you for Captain Marvel and Minn-Erva? So the options were Captain Marvel all the way, give me more Genie, I'm excited for both equally, and more Kree, couldn't care less. Hebrew, where'd you come at this?
I'm fairly positive that I said both, but if I had to pick one or the other, I would definitely say Minn-Erva for sure.
Yeah, Minn-Erva does look really, really good. But I would agree with you, probably the excited for both equally. 46 other people that voted on this also voted with you for 52.3%. Surprisingly, the other 3 were split a little, I mean, not quite evenly, but 18 people voted for Captain Marvel for 20.5%. 15 people voted for Minn-Erva at 17%. And then 9 people actually said couldn't care less. Couldn't care less. So for 10.2%, I am too. I am too, especially with Captain Marvel coming in, because I think she's gonna work really, really well with with a few different teams.
Yeah, I bet the reason why they said couldn't care less is because depending on how Captain Marvel's released, granted, Minn-Erva isn't going to do too much for a lot of people that, if you don't wail out on her, she's not going to be high on the totem pole.
Right.
So, and depending on how Captain Marvel's released, could be the same issue. So that might be why they said that.
Yeah.
And that's valid at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, that really is. I mean, I've really debated buying Minn-Erva's, but I can't bring myself to do it.
Yeah, let me go ahead and say this as a PSA. I spend your money however you want. I will say I'm personally not spending money on it. Like I don't spend on this game anymore. But if you were to throw down money, I would say that this would be the character to do it on for Minn-Erva. And I would say that it is very much a go big or go home situation. There isn't really a point to just doing a little bit on her, like spending on. You're going to spend on a pack, I would probably recommend spending on the other one, because you're going to want to get her up to a higher star level, especially with the 4 times red star situation. I don't know. It's really one of those things where I would just go ahead and go hard. She's a really good character. Her kit's amazing. She has, high chance of red stars right now, and you're really going to need her up at a decent star level to really make her viable. So that's my opinion, but I think it's a good one.
Yep, I would agree with you. I also don't think it's something that you can just kind of half step. You gotta go all in on her. So because her kit's based off of and we're gonna go into her kit in a lot more detail. But if she doesn't have the health, she's just not gonna be as good. So let's skip, since we were talking about Minn-Erva, let's skip the next question and come back to that one. So we asked, what do you think of Minn-Erva's kit? And Hebrew, where did you jump on this one?
What were the options for this one again?
Oh, this is a one. So this
was
one,
it just a yes or no?
It's a 1 to 5. It's a 1 to 5.
Oh, I don't remember what I put on this, but for Minn-Erva's kit, yeah, I'd put 5, I would imagine.
Okay. I would probably agree with you, as did 44 other people. And it was the most responses. So 45 people said 51.1% were so the options ranged from failed it to nailed it, right? So
Okay.
45 people said nailed it. 33% or 33 people, 37.5% came in at a 4, so just not quite nailed it. 8 people came in at 3, so right in the middle for 9.1%, and then 1 person each for both 1 and 2. I'll be honest, 1, 2, and 3 really surprised me. But maybe it's those people that don't want to go Kree at all.
Yeah, I mean, it could be for a number of reasons, even just trolling. It could be as simple as that.
You got to take the troll account into you got to take the troll possibility into account. There's 0 doubt on that.
Exactly.
So next, then, what do you think of Captain Marvel's kit? Again, 1 to 5. Failed it or nailed it?
I think I put her as a 4.
Yeah, 45 other people agreed with you for 52.3%. Those that said they completely nailed it was 25 at 28.4. That was our second highest. Number 3 was the third highest at 13 people at 14.8%. And again, both 1 and 2 had 2 people for 2.3% apiece. So again, more people are in the 4 to 5 range than they are anywhere else. So
yeah, I just got to say for her specifically, and I'm sure you can agree with this, there's already people in chat that have mentioned it, her in a brawler team, oh my God, with Miss Marvel, I cannot wait for that. So, yeah.
Well, I don't have Brotherhood, so I do have a Miss Marvel team. So, when I can fully farm her in 6 months, hey, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So our second to last question was, how do you think they'll release Captain Marvel? I said, I probably should have put in an other option, but I said campaign event, legendary, blitz only, or premium only. And Hebrew, how do you think they're going to release Captain Marvel?
So I wasn't sure before, but the other day on my stream, I believe it was Fat Honey Badger had mentioned, he asked me that same question, and he suggested Avengers legendary event, and I think of that as how it's going to be.
That would be really cool. I would not be upset by that at all, because I'd be able to get her at 6 stars.
Same. But I will say the thing that makes me think it might not be that is because everyone pretty much would be able to get her. Well, like very high.
I mean,
first go around.
Everyone that's been playing the game for an extended period of time.
Well, yeah, that's true, but still a large quantity of people would be able to get her. So it makes me think maybe it's not. If they get greedy with it, I can see them doing it in a different method that just doesn't allow you to max her out as quick.
So let me ask you a question: if you were to get her, if it was Avengers only, which would be really cool. I'm not gonna lie, that would be really cool. Who would be the 5 Avengers you would use?
Let me pull out my phone real quick.
I know Vision's on that list.
Oh, lol. All right, so who do we got here? It would end up being Captain America, Nick Fury, Black Widow, Thor, and Hawkeye.
See, Fury should not be in Fury's not an Avenger.
It should for my benefit, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, for your benefit. So for 6 star, I have a lot of choices here. Okay.
Yeah.
So Ant-Man, Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, Scarlet Witch, Hawkeye, Hulk.
Yeah.
Almost Black Widow. And if I could get Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch up to 7, then I would have her at 7 stars.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that is, I think a lot of people would be in a fairly good situation for that. But as you know, I think that you're right. People that started it later on, as we're even seeing in chat right now, people that started it later on would have a harder time doing it. That's for sure.
Yes,
because especially since they're so out of meta now. I didn't even think about this, but yeah, they're very out of meta now. So people aren't going to be farming her like or them like we were whenever the game first started. So
right. I mean, I. So that's the difficult thing with some of these games is that as the game progresses, those that have been playing longer sometimes find it easier to get newer characters, unless they do things like what they've done recently in like Galaxy of Heroes, where they drop a whole faction basically over the span of a couple weeks, and then say, okay, here's 3 weeks, and you got to farm them up to get this character. Like what they did with Jedi Revan, right? I don't know. Unfortunately, we don't have a cadence or any reliable structure on release from Foxnet. So, I mean, it's really anybody's guess. I think that putting Captain Marvel out as an Avenger Legendary would be really, really cool. But we have the Fury Legendary coming up, so I'm not sure how they would wind up doing that, because Fury should be in like 2 weeks, because Fury was supposed to be now.
Again. Apparently they pushed it back again. Apparently Iron Man's coming up next again.
Yeah, according to the data mines we saw, Iron Man's supposed to be coming up. I wonder if they're pushing Fury back because of the Kree rework.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I wonder if it changed that difficulty so much that or maybe it made it too easy. Who knows?
Yeah. That's the thing. I'm not sure which way it's going with that, but something tells me that they pushed it back because they wanted to check balance more first. Yeah. So, for better.
I applaud them for that. I think they probably should have done that in testing first, but hey. Yeah. But the poll, kind of agrees with the Legendary. So 27 people for 30.7%. said think she'll be released by Legendary. 26 people at 29.5% said she'd be released through a campaign event. 23 people at 26.1% said Blitz only, and then 12 people at 13.6% said premium only. So this one was really split, I would probably say, between Legendary, campaign, and Blitz.
Yep.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised for them to do another Blitz, just because they're so in love with Blitz.
It's also where they make a lot of money. So,
unfortunately.
Yeah, so I could see them doing that. I will say I think that she's Legendary worthy, though.
I would agree. And I say that I said that unfortunately, because it's not that I don't want Fox Next to make money, because I want the game to hang around. I'm not a Blitz fan. So, and it's unfortunately getting a little stale. I'd like to see them do some new things for Blitz. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later. Some ideas to how to beef up Blitz. So, our last question of the night, though, is about the Carnage Blitz. So we asked, how hard are you going for this Carnage Blitz? Hebrew, your options are all the way, baby, milestones and chill, or what's a Blitz?
For me, it was milestones and chill. I'll give my explanation after we hear the results.
Yeah, 56 other people agreed with you for 64.8%. 26 people said all the way, baby, for 29.5%, and then 5 people, and I want your names because I want to send you guys all 8-star quakes, said what's a Blitz? 5 people, 5.7%. So I am at the milestone and chill. I've actually already beat the milestones. I'm just kind of blitzing at this point when I think about it. If I get higher, great. If I don't, whatever.
Yeah, for me, it's one of those situations where, and I'm sure you probably agree with this, newer characters, they don't really make a lot of sense anymore to farm. There's not really a big incentive to farm them anymore. So for me, I would rather just put in effort, which is not too terribly much for the 10%, top 10%. That gets me the milestones, and I can just chill there, get a decent amount. There's just such a huge gap between 10% and the next tier up. It's just not worth it for a character that even then, if I got to top 500, I wouldn't really do anything with them still, So, just for me, I think it's probably the best bet for most people. That's for sure. And plus, this Blitz is going to be crazy. Like, there's going to be some crazy high numbers because he is a really, really good character.
Yeah, that's very fair. It is absolutely going to be crazy. So that was our poll for the week. Thank you to everybody that participated. We hope you all guys look forward to next week, where depending on what happens, it looks right now like we're going to be talking about more about update 2.4, but we will have to see. You'll have to come back Friday and listen. Actually, just be on Discord where we'll post it out. So we do that every Friday. We're going to be doing that every Friday at in the morning to give time for everybody to get a chance to respond. So Hebrew, let's get into the news of the week, shall we?
Let's do it.
So we had update 2.4 drop on Wednesday the 20th. What did you think of the update? Or what do you think of the update so far?
The first thing I thought of was, oh my God, my eyes. The color was just too much for me. But yeah, it's, I thought overall, I was super excited with the Kree rework. That was the first thing I rushed to see. But yeah, I had to get past the color first because that was jarring to me. But what about you? What were your thoughts on it? And we also had tons of issues, obviously, but
yeah, the coloring really kind of threw me off. I was not a fan of the yellow. I know some people didn't really have an issue with it. I went to my UX guy at work and I was like, ugh, and he's like, I probably wouldn't have gone that route, but it's not horrible. So
I hated it. But I mean, it's such a minute thing. I don't even know why I'm complaining about it. But yeah, it was more funny than anything else. I was like, oh my God, what is this?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, I don't like the color. There have been some other issues with the update. There's just been again another update and more bugs.
Yeah.
This one has been notorious around the Alpha 4 raid rewards. I don't know if they intended to up the rewards. I've been contacting them saying, hey, I've not been getting what I've been told I was going to get. And I've been getting we've only basically been getting half of what we were supposed to. And it looked like the Alpha Raid 3 100% was higher than the Alpha Raid 4 30%, which was not supposed to be the case anymore.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, obviously things happen, but I feel like just the quality control is not quite there. Again.
Yeah, they definitely let some stuff slide, but I guess I've kind of come to expect it from them, so I know it'll be fixed eventually. I just hope that the impact is never too great from it. But from my understanding, the situation was they doubled up visually. It looked like they doubled up on rewards, but you were really only getting what was originally intended. So it's just a glitch that it showed double. Now it's kind of in a weird situation where it glitched again, and it flipped around, and now the score at the bottom percentage is what the reward should have been at the top percentage. So it's inverted itself.
Yeah,
so that's weird.
I am not gonna lie. So the Alpha 4 raid rewards. I was promised 7,800 Venom fragments, 4,950 gold fragments, and like 13.3 thousand orange gear fragments for the Alpha 4 raid. I did not get that, and I sent in a support ticket with an image of what I was promised. Now, that is outrageous for the 13 through 24 range. I unfortunately had some really bad RNG this time around, so I only got like 2 or 3 nodes in before my city just got demolished because, carnage.
Yep. So which line are you on again?
I'm on the city.
Okay, you are. Okay, yeah, that's right.
So
you said you were using city.
Yeah, I'm using my defenders, which is funny because my defenders and my guardians are right around the same power right now. My guardians are like 213k, and my defenders are 213k, and my guardians are 200k. They would be much higher, but Groot's only like 5 stars.
Right.
I got the 4 red stars on Rocket and Drax. So that really kind of boosts them. So the it looks like the reward structure is backwards, right? So the 13 through 24, the 13 through 24 should have been like the rank 1, and the rank 1 should have been the 13 through 24. We'll see what happens. I'll see if I've been getting the rewards that all week since the update. So I've only been getting half of what I've been promised, but I've been submitting tickets and I've been getting the rewards. So I know some people have been, some aren't even getting responses yet, and this is indicative of their customer service issues. But
wait, real quick, did you say you've been putting in messages to support, and then they've been giving you?
Yeah, I've been getting what was missing.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What? Okay. Anyone that's in the audience, real quick. This is just for me. Anyone that's in the audience, real quick. Have you guys tried that as well? Because I thought that it was a situation where it was visual. It was a visual bug, which it is obviously. But I thought that it was the intended amount was the lower amount, not the higher amount. I didn't know that they were giving away the rest of the rewards.
Now, I haven't gotten anything for the picture I showed you today with like the 13.3K.
I
haven't gotten that.
Okay.
No, that was just started. That visual bug was only today. That hasn't been all week.
Okay, so what was the visual bug from before?
Hold on. Let me go into my Alliance Discord because I don't have. Oh, you know what? Maybe I have it in my pictures. Camera pictures. Ooh, that's me. Oh, that's some really bad white walls. Remind me to share the picture of the really bad white walls. So let's see. This was from yesterday. I finished rank 16, and I was supposed to get 5,190 Venom, 3,300 gold orbs, and 8,888 orange orbs. I only got half that amount.
Okay, you gotta have that. Okay, interesting. I haven't been messaging them. I should probably message them and tell them and give me the rest of mine too. So,
yeah, I mean, you should. If you've not been getting them, you should submit a ticket in game through support.
Yeah, I just I didn't realize that it had been bumped up to that. So, interesting. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, other people in my alliance
for anyone
have been,
that's listening, if that's still a problem.
Yep, other people in my alliance have been doing it as well. And they've been getting we've all kind of been getting responses.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. Well, yeah, good to know for sure.
Yep. So, let's see. So, we've now had the Alpha 4 raid for a little over a week.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to look every time I go in to play the Alpha 4. I kind of want to look around and go, "Am I on candid camera?" Because that raid's a joke.
Yep, I could not agree with you more.
That raid is. Ugh. Now look, I'll admit to being basically free to play, right? I think I've spent a little bit here and there. The biggest purchases I've ever made were on the Storm Pack.
Yeah.
I'm sitting. My total collection power is 1.76 million, and my strongest team is 235k.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lucky to make 3 nodes in, maybe 4. I just,
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I may or may not have gotten upset with Fox Next. I may or may not have told Fox Next I was really upset with them and had kind of a rocky relationship discussions with them this week. I think this is kind of indicative, though, and we saw it in the data mines. I have a strong suspicion we're going to see a level increase very soon. And I think we're going to see 75 or 80. My money's on 75.
80? Yeah, it's definitely going to be 70. I would be shocked if they jumped to 80.
Well, you never know, because Ultimate 7 did say 75 plus. But I think Ultimate 6 says 70 plus, doesn't it?
Let me see. Ultimate 6 is 65 to 70 plus.
Oh, the Ultimate 6 says 65 plus.
For me, it says 65 to 70 plus.
Oh, I'm looking at the recommendations, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. But I mean, it's still like, I would be shocked if they jumped up to 80.
Yeah. I would be too, but you never know.
Yeah. Are you happy about the level increase or no?
Boy, I'm really torn on it, to be honest with you. Because of the fact that we still have such a huge resource crunch, and we're gated behind resources. We still can't get tier 13 gear.
Yeah.
Unless you're finishing 100% of this alpha raid, you're not getting the orange unique gear. And it's sure, you might get the random drops out of the orange orbs, but that's extremely hit or miss. And I have characters that are like one piece away from going to tier 13, and we were promised 6 or 7 months ago that you'd be able to get into Fear the Darkness with tier 13, that you had to have tier 13 to get into Fear the Darkness. But they have resource gated it so bad that the only way you're going to do that is being like one of the top 3 guilds in the game. And that...
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you on that, for sure.
I hate that, to be honest with you. Again, I'm not trying to be negative, but it really feels like a rich get richer, which we're going to talk a little bit more about later as well. I think the game needs the level increase because there's no way we're beating content right now unless you get extremely lucky with red stars. I'm hoping that the level increases will provide enough power to overcome some of that deficit without having to rely completely on the red stars. On the flip side, I'm really worried about what the red stars are going to do to that level increase. So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't situation.
Yeah, I mean, I think, honestly, I think that it should come. This is the reason why, and you kind of touched on it already. We're going to need it, to beat the content. We are definitely in a gold crunch. We always have. We need more gold. The gold cost is insane, especially for how little these levels give us in power. But nonetheless, we're still going to need it to beat the content. So I'm not sure why some people don't want it to come out. And I think that the reason why is because, or the clearest reason against it is because in PvP modes, it can affect things like Arena especially, because then people can, get higher by, investing their money in those characters. And, it's basically going to create different ways that people are going to invest in your raid teams or invest in your arena teams. And so the people that invest in arena will get higher in arena, and the people that invest in raid will get higher in raid. But it's just bottom line, we're going to need it to finish raid content. And for me, at least, raid content is what matters the most. That's where you get the most rewards for things that you really need. You can argue cores, but to me, cores aren't worth anything in comparison to orange gear. So I say bring it on, bring on the level increase. Yes, give us more gold. I think that it's really stupid that we do not have more gold at this point. It's crazy that we already kind of know what the gold increase cost is going to be for getting to 75. And let me tell you what, it's ridiculous. It's exactly as ridiculous as you probably think it's going to be. So, but we're going to have that problem no matter what. Let's be realistic. They're never going to give us more gold than pretty much what we have, or
No,
at least the chances of it are going to be very, very slim. We're still waiting on that other gold blitz to come around. You know, we've had 2. So
they did say in a dev blog that it would come back, but there was no time frame.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's them. They always leave a back door out for everything.
Well,
Sorry, this is starting to sound negative.
Yeah, let's be careful.
Anyways,
let's not do that.
Yep.
But yeah. So here's let me ask you a question. How many level 70 characters do you have? Do you know?
Yeah, 1 second. Let me pull it up real quick.
Okay.
I can tell you right now, not many, but
okay. I have 15.
Okay, I have definitely less than that. I can pretty much guarantee that.
I have 15, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have all characters but 7 unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
So I am probably on the high end of people that have 70 because, you know, I know the power gains are not great, but that's gold I don't have to worry about later.
Yeah, I have 9 up to level 70. 9 characters up to level 70.
Yeah, 9's not horrible.
It's not horrible, but it's not great. That's for sure.
Well,
really, what the difference is for me, for Brotherhood, I invested in Brotherhood a good bit, so a lot of resources went to 5 people in there.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's hold on. So it's 3.6 million right now to go from 1 to 70. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't see 70 to 75 being more than maybe 1.25 more million, maybe.
From what to what? 70 to what?
From 1 to 70 currently is 3.6 million. Right?
Yeah, but 70 to 75 is what you said?
Well, I don't know. Boy, it depends on what scaling they use to do it. It could be anywhere from 1.5 to 2 more million.
I'd say definitely 2 million or plus.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I'm guessing.
And the power increase for those has got to be worth it.
It won't be. It certainly won't be. I mean, if you compare it to the worth of gold in this game and how little of it we get, it absolutely will not be. But it's something that we have to do because we need every scrape of power we can for these raid characters that we're bringing in just to try to get past the content.
Yeah. And I'll be honest,
just being realistic.
The gold cost isn't, compared to other games I've played, the gold cost is pretty much in line. And so I hate to pull out Galaxy of Heroes as a reference point, but I mean, again, this started as a almost direct clone of Galaxy of Heroes. Their first couple of years in, they had a big gold problem as well. It was very hard to get characters leveled up. So Foxnext is kind of following a path that I've seen other games of this type do, and I've got to believe they will fix the issue at some point. That they'll get past it.
I'd like to say yes, but I just don't know. I've seen them do some things right. I've seen them do a lot of things wrong, just being objective about it. So it's really hard to say, but gold specifically has been something that they've really never given any indication that they want to give us more of. You know,
I agree.
I will say though, something's gonna have to give at some point because now we're also coming into a training module scare a little bit. A lot of people are.
Why is that?
What do you mean? Because it's taking more and more modules to increase the level. as
So
you get up higher.
Are you running into any training map problems?
I'm not, but I do know other people are.
Okay, so I have.
Okay.
And I can tell you directly why people are running into training material problems. It's because we're getting more gold. Because in the Gamma Raid, we got more gold.
Yeah, we're getting more gold whenever they increase the second raid. That's how we, or I'm sorry, not increase, but they introduced stacking on the second raid and they put gold orbs in it.
Yes,
but we haven't got any more since then, and it's certainly not enough.
But we're getting gold in the Alpha 4 raid.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Whenever they stacked up on double raids, Gamma, Alpha, Beta, like all of them have gold orbs attached. So ever since they did that and implemented those kinds of raids, we've been getting gold orbs. So it's been like that for a while, but I mean, it's still not enough in comparison.
Well, we have to be really careful, right? And I hate I'm taking FoxNext's defense here, but we have to be careful because we shouldn't be given everything, right? We should not be given everything on a platter. We shouldn't just have everything handed to us. And as much as I hate having these double raids, they are kind of fixing the gold problem a bit with the second raid and the fact that at the highest level, you're getting gold. Now, I want to see what they do with the Ultima 7, because if they continue this trend where Ultima 7 also gives gold, that's going to be big. That's going to be huge.
If they do that, that will certainly help. But also another problem is that it's a gamble gold system, so it's like some people are going to benefit much more than others.
Well,
still.
Yeah,
so,
look, let's be honest. This whole game is built on that. Okay, this whole game is built on that methodology.
I'm not saying it isn't.
And even
but it's different whenever you're using it with resources, though. Whenever you're doling out resources in a gamble method, it makes it more difficult to gauge, or not gauge necessarily, but dole people out those resources fairly. Because someone with bad luck, even though they're scoring the same exact amount as another person in a raid, could be dramatically different resources given as opposed to the other. So, and whenever you're dealing with the resource that rules all resources, it can get unfair quickly. Like for someone like me, for instance, I've never gotten 1 million, but so my gold is far below a lot of other people, especially since I've spent money on the game, but for gold a lot of times specifically. So it definitely makes an impact. So for resources like premium orbs, things like that, yeah, that's fine, whatever. But whenever it comes to resources, it's a little different. I think.
I kind of need to adjust my mindset a bit, and I was thinking about that this week.
Mm-hmm.
I have dealt with and or deal with these issues in another game that I'm very forgiving of. Mm-hmm. Right. I am extremely forgiving of Galaxy of Heroes,
right?
Because they do a lot of the same things, right? So in Galaxy of Heroes, for example, they have the credit heist that only comes like once every 2 weeks, and it's an RNG system where you now thankfully you can just sim through it now, but where you fight through it and you only get like between 2.5 and 10 million gold. Okay, now it takes like 6.5 million gold to go from level 1 to level 80 in that game.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no guarantee that you're going to be able to do that.
How often did you say that comes around? Every week?
Every 2 weeks. Roughly every 12 days, I want to say.
Every 12 days, and you get how much gold again?
It ranges, right? So you get either 2.5, 5, 7.5, or 10.
And what is it like? What determines the range?
Those are the 4 numbers. I mean, that's it. You get a drop.
Oh,
and it's
so
a variable
drop.
drop.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
So,
yeah, it's a variable drop.
It's a variable drop.
Now the range is smaller than it is in Strike Force.
Right.
But it's still a game. I mean, there are days that I've gone in that I've only got that out of 2 fights I've only gotten like 5 million gold. Right. And that hurts in that game. So it just, I don't know. I think I need to start being a little bit more forgiving of FoxNext with Strike Force, because I'm very forgiving of Capital Games with Galaxy of Heroes, and they've started almost with the same type of metrics. So
I think if they bring around payday more often, I think that would be a good solution too. Like, I would love to see that thing weekly, but that won't happen. But
no, I think every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, would be fine for payday. Block party every 2 weeks. I mean,
mm-hmm.
I think that both of those should be on a 2-week schedule. And I hate to say it, it took Capital Games a long time, a year and a half to 2 years, to really kind of figure out their cadence.
Yeah.
And we're not even a full year in on Strike Force. Now, I would have preferred Strike Force to have learned from them. I mean, if you're going to copy their game, you might as well learn from their mistakes.
Copy the good parts too.
Right, but at the same time, you got to please the suits.
Yeah. So it seems like the suits are pretty happy in Star Wars too.
And oh God, I'm going to start defending Fox next.
It's okay. You're allowed to.
If
you love Fox next so much, you're allowed to defend it.
That'll get you disconnected. Ladies and gentlemen, this is now the Dorian Show. Hope you enjoy this every week, as unfortunately Hebrew's had an unfortunate accident and his internet no longer works. So I think as much as we hate and bash Red Stars, and it is a gambling system, it's very similar to the way mods were originally introduced in Galaxy of Heroes. Now, the difference being that you can shift mods around and you can rank them up differently.
Probably didn't give nearly as much of a benefit though on the top end either, right?
At first they did. There were some really broken ones out there that were really, really crazy. But they fixed those relatively quickly. At the top end, they didn't give as much of a stat increase, but as it stands right now, like, I can take a character and give them almost like 100% extra protection. Right. There are 3 mods that you can apply that all give 23.6% protection at 5 dots. So, I mean,
are there correct methods of farming?
No, it's all random. So you farm
random as in how? Like, is it like the same system with Red Stars? I'm genuinely curious because I don't know.
So, kind of not really. So you can farm mods in Galaxy of Heroes, right? So you can go into the mod challenge and you can farm for specific types of mods. So you can farm for like offense mods, speed mods, things of that nature. Right. But the stats they drop with are randomized. And as you rank up the mods, it's kind of random what, other than the primary, it's random what secondary stats will change. So it is very similar in a way. But the difference is that you can farm mods and you can get rid of mods and you can sell them. A type. And you can farm a type and you can swap them between characters. So don't hear me say that Red Stars and mods are the same thing, but it is it is similar enough that I can draw that comparison.
You mean there are some similar aspects?
There are similar aspects, right? So mods will increase stats of your characters and give you up to a 75% increase in certain stats. Not across the board like Red Stars. But, and not things like offense, right? Offense, you can only get like maybe a 30% increase from the primaries, right? Secondaries can add up to that, and increase that.
Yeah, I think the biggest concern though is something that they've addressed, which is, I don't even know how our conversations turned to this, but very quickly, like, the biggest problem that we have with Red Stars, certainly one of them, probably the biggest, is the fact that you can farm for specific kind of things.
Yes, and they need to fix that. I'm not saying they don't.
Right, because if they did that with Red Stars, a lot of, certainly not all the problems, but a lot of problems would be fixed. And, that's still something that if I'm being honest, they will probably do that at some point. There will be a way to probably be able to focus farm a type, and they should do that. They should have done that since launch. But Right now it's really a problem because it's just too much RNG stacked on top of each other. But
Yes, I
let's go
agree.
ahead and go away from Red Stars and get back on track because we're getting way off on.
We are, but that's what we do. It's part of our
let me just go ahead and I'm not going to talk about Red Stars, but just back to the thing before. I just really do feel like we're having a big resource crunch, and I think like we do need gold more. It's undeniable, regardless of if Star Wars does it one way or not, or if it's similar in some ways. Bottom line, we're in a gear crunch. We're now in a training module crunch. We're now in a gold crunch. So we're being squeezed on too many different levels here, and something needs to ease up. Usually there's like a bottleneck, like the main bottleneck. But with here, we're being squeezed at every different angle. So it's a real big problem balancing scarcity on so many different levels. So I'm personally running into that a lot. I'm not looking forward to whenever I'm going to be really having problems with training modules. That used to be a joke. Now it's a reality.
Right.
But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and keep going.
So, we expect level 75 plus soon. Probably most likely going to be 75. Hopefully it depends on what type of scaling they're going to use for the gold increase. I'd like to see them actually level out or even out the current level scaling to accommodate for it better, because if they use the same scale from 70 to 75 that they use from 65 to 70, it's going to be outrageous. So
yeah,
I think our good buddy Assassin worked out that scaling to be like 3.6 million gold to get from 70 to 75, and if that's the case, that's going to be bad. I'm sorry, 3 million. 3 million plus. So, I mean,
that sounds right to me.
That if that's the case, then it's going to be 6.6 million gold just to go from level 1 to level 75. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So, hopefully that doesn't come. But with that, so in that same, because it was also part of the same Datamine, was Ultima 7. What are your thoughts on what we're going to see in Ultima 7?
Not to attack back on what we were just talking about, but like a gold orb is something, as far as rewards are concerned, like I would really like gold orb. That would, I feel like, alleviate, considering it's something you do daily. If we were getting gold orbs from both, the secondary raid and the primary raid, that would really help out a lot. And it would increase chances of getting 1 million, Yeah. So that would be really helpful. I'm really hoping that they don't put in traits. That's something I'm a little worried about. I'm hoping that they don't do it, and if they do it, I hope that it's going to be nothing too niche. Like, I'm hoping I'm not going to need to pull an aim out, or all of a sudden, Dorian, you could probably go to Pants Off Hulk tomorrow. But yeah, so that, and I red stars are my biggest concern. I don't want to get into a big red stars thing again, but yeah, like I really hope that they don't go crazy like they did with Alpha for ult, but I'm sure that they probably will. It's just kind of an unfortunate reality. That's what the next scale of things are going to be. I think so. Yeah, it's going to be really, really hard at the beginning, and it's going to take a while. And if anyone listened to the show last week, my biggest concern still is that there's going to be this kind of cutoff of luck with red stars, because you're not guaranteed anything above 4 ever. So that could be a problem.
Yeah, that's it for me. I mean, it's obvious that Foxnext lied to us when they said that red stars wouldn't be used to tune content. Or maybe we all just... Oh, I'm sorry. Did they say that red stars wouldn't be used to retune content? See, there's that market speech again. There's that market speak. I mean, it's just...
Yeah.
Anyway.
It was It was, well, to be fair, like, and don't get me wrong, like they obviously left this vague for a reason, but yeah, it was current content. It wouldn't be used to retune current content. What they meant was that like content that was currently out, regardless of if it was alpha, old, beta, whatever, they'll still change that to red stars whenever the new versions come out, is what they meant.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Mhm.
I have fought with them a lot over the semantics of what is an old raid versus a new raid.
Yeah, not all heroes wear capes, huh?
Let's just say I think I'm done. I think I'm hanging that cape up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would hope that Ultimate 7 does not have trait nodes. None of the Ultimates so far have had trait nodes. So I hope they continue that
Right.
trend. Ultimates should be that generic for all raid. If you want trait nodes, that's what the alpha, beta, and gamma are for.
Exactly. Yeah, I actually, sorry, let me just hop in 1 second. I really like the fact that we can throw everything that we have full force in ult. I think that that's the way it should be, just as you were saying. Like, I love that fact. And then we can have trade notes for everything else, but leave ult open. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. So hopefully that's where it lands, is that it's open. So, let's go ahead, and we're about an hour and 15 in now. Let's jump into the Kree work. And
Yep.
so the Kree obviously got a major boost. And so I'm going to read real quick what happened here. So, Ronan got a speed increase to 90 from 65. His max health was increased. His armor was slightly increased. His basic now removes 2 positive effects, then attacks the target for damage and piercing. It is unavoidable. The special now summons up to 2 Kree minions, Reaper and Noble. And by the way, when 2 Nobles drop, it's really nice. Removes 2 negative effects from all allies. Let's see. I'm not going to read through all this. You want me to read through all this? There's a lot here.
I think it's totally necessary. Yeah, I think most people probably have it. We can do maybe we should do like a big thing next week for it. I don't know. Up to you. It's up to you. Maybe we should. I don't know.
Okay,
I'm gonna leave it in your hands.
Let's just continue.
All right.
His special judgment. So you already did that. The ultimate universal weapon damage to all enemies was increased. It ability blocks the primary target for 2 turns and will ability block up to 2 more targets for 1 turn. And then the passive accuser grants extra resist to self and Kree allies, grants war max health and damage to Kree minion allies, and whenever Ronin or Kree ally gains energy, they gain speed bar and are healed. Hebrew, did they make Ronin great again?
They made Ronin super great again.
I think my only beef would have been the speed. I probably would like to see that maybe closer to 95. I say that, but then, his passive gives speed bar gain whenever they get energy ability. Now, I had thought the energy was going to fly a little more freely. I don't think it flies as freely as we had hoped.
Yep.
So that's a little bit of a for me. Let's see. I'm trying to look, because they said his passive will gain speed bar, right? Yeah, 20%.
Yeah.
So whenever
20%,
whenever they gain energy, it changes 20%. That's not bad. So had he been faster, that would have been ridiculous.
Yeah, I still think he could have been. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I think that he's fine where he is, but I don't think that it would be game breaking if they made him like a bit faster. I think we would have been okay. Like, I do. That being said, I do think that it's where he is still fair for sure. Like, it's still good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
he makes up for it in other ways.
Yeah, he does make up for it. I mean, that primary being unavoidable is really nice. So it doesn't matter if he's blind. He's still going to hit. You know, it does do piercing damage now, which is a big bonus. We do love us some piercing damage. It's not a huge amount. It's only 25% at max level, but I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Removes 2 effects, always nice. Now those Kree minions, I would have probably preferred a. I mean, you have to max it out to level 7 to guarantee 2 Kree minion drop. I don't know. I guess sometimes I hate the fact that you gotta waste all the way to a T7 to get all the good stuff. I mean, throw us a bone at 6. But I will say that when you get 2 nobles to drop, depending on where they drop, that could be a very pretty thing.
Yeah, I actually think that it's okay that they did that. There's a lot to his kit that he gives, and you get so much synergy between the Kree that, you know, 2's a huge benefit. So getting it every single time guaranteed, I think that's okay for a orange upgrade. There's a lot of good orange upgrade options. So I don't know if that would be my first one. I need to kind of evaluate them before I feel confident saying that I would definitely do that one first or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, I think that it's fair enough, honestly, for myself.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, when I see the Reaper drop, I get a little sad.
Yeah, Reaper's the one I take out personally. So
yeah, Reaper's the Kree I leave out right now. Noble's really, really nice. That assist now. At least just give somebody offense up and then attack primary target for, 400 and 530% damage.
Right.
That is insane. Now, her damage isn't the highest in the world. It's only, let's see, I've got her at level 53, 14k power. Her damage is only 3,134. Kree Noble, that assist is just absolutely insane. Next, we've got the Kree Cyborg. So his basic was on kill, chains to a nearby enemy, and generates ability energy. His special will updated to always bonus attack at the max ability level. And then his passive, on enemy taunt, he gains offense up and grants offense up to a Kree ally and gains extra speed per Kree ally. Personally, I find his kit to be one of the best now. I mean, he doesn't hit for a ton. He's only hitting for like 270% damage, so he's only hitting for around 10k.
His base is pretty high, though. He actually hits for a good amount.
I've got him at level 60, 16k, and he's only sitting at 4.5k damage. However, he's only T6, so
well, yeah, that's
gonna make a big difference.
Yeah, he does hit for a lot, and the biggest thing is that you can get the offense up goes on. He gets offense up for something, right?
When the taunt goes off.
When the taunt goes off, yeah. And then also, I personally pair him right next to Kree Noble.
Yep.
And he gets the offense up from her whenever she does the assist special that she has. So he does lots of damage all the time, pretty much. Yeah, and he's really good for getting rid of death-proof enemies as well, which is very nice.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything there I disagree with at all. Sorry, I was adding another piece to him. But I do think I do think that Cyborg, especially that basic, if you get people into the red and then he just starts dropping them, that's a really fun time. That's a really fun time.
Yeah, I would say be sure for that you are going to be able to kill them, but definitely on a lot of raids, especially teams with summons and things like that. Yeah, you can knock some people out pretty quickly, and he does a good bit of damage. Another piece of synergy that I think goes well with him is actually Korath, because he applies the taunt to someone. And it's not really specifically for the taunt, because I've already mentioned this before. Like, I'm not a big fan of his taunt. If it was a 2-turn taunt, it'd be more beneficial. But applying that taunt and then allowing Cyborg to proc his passive off that, and that really works out pretty well. And then you can feed energy to Korath pretty easily to make his ult fairly spammable. So if your placement's correct. So yeah, they're actually a pretty nice combo together. I just haven't figured out where to place him. It wouldn't be in a standard Kree comp because everyone else's synergy is more superior than his. So I don't know if I'd do that, but I feel like there is a place for him somewhere. So I hope people are testing that out. But so just keep that in mind whenever you go through your teams and are experimenting in Blitz next time. If anyone can figure out a good team comp with the two of them, I think that'd be pretty nice. Yeah,
definitely would be very nice. So next is the Kree Rural Guard. So Kara G had his max health increased. His basic has a chance to gain counter. His special will now taunt, heal self, and if Ronan is an ally, he'll heal himself for more. And then he'll apply defense up to himself and Kree allies. And then his passive, he gets extra armor per Kree ally. And then while taunting, he has a chance to generate ability energy for Kree allies when attacked. So I've heard people kind of complaining about Kara G here. What do you think on him?
Yeah, I'm not as much of a fan as I thought I was going to be. Superficially, the kit looks pretty good, but his taunt ability and the defense up is a 5 ability cooldown, and with the speed increases that you see, considering it's only a 1-turn taunt, we have speed increase capabilities with the Kree. So whenever he gets an energy point or something, or ability energy rather, he ends up increasing his speed by 20%, which shortens his taunt, and it also will potentially shorten the defense up of other characters. So that doesn't end up being quite as good as you think it is whenever you read it, and you have to wait a while for that to come back around. You have to get lucky with some energy, because just as you said earlier, there doesn't really feel like there's as much energy flying around as you think there would be from reading the kits, and there's a lot of random energy going around.
Yeah, that's the biggest part of it is kind of that random energy portion.
Yeah, exactly. I've been kind of thinking Thanos, surprisingly, would actually be a good person to potentially work in here instead. I've done it myself once, but it's hard to calculate how much better he is because my Thanos is at 40k and he's at I think 25 or so, 26. So it's not really fair comparison. I need my Royal Guard up higher to really make a fair comparison. But with Thanos, you have the energy control, and it's going to be happening a lot in raids still. So you're going to have a lot of energy coming out. You can control where it goes. He still has sustain, but I don't think it would work if you are running Oracle. You're going to need Minn-Erva instead of Oracle in order to make that really work.
Yeah, I think Oracle is unfortunately the Kree that is going to wind up getting left out of just about every team comp.
I disagree with that. Well, for sure.
So here's the thing, right? So we are ultimately going to be able to build 2 Kree teams.
Which Kree teams?
Well, we're gonna have 10 total Kree, right? Well, okay. So once you have Ultimates unlocked, you'll be able to build 2 Kree teams because you'll have there will be 10 total Kree in the game.
Yeah,
and so I think that you'll be able to build 2 raid teams out of that.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that I would piece out into a lot of different teams over like leftover Kree team.
Maybe.
Does that make sense?
I'd have to see how they work together.
Yeah, but I think it's just because that's so far off, I think it's better to probably focus on what we have available right now for the most part. But do you think that why do you think that Oracle would be pushed out of the team comp always?
Because Minn-Erva just does it better.
But I would agree with you. So this is the thing. I 100% agree that if you have Minn-Erva, she should trump Oracle every single time. But the problem is that most people are not going to have Minn-Erva to a point where she will be better than Oracle. So for a very long time, I imagine
that caveat though could be applied to almost anybody. Like I leave Reaper out because my Reaper is like level 25 and like 5-star. That's one of the reasons why Reaper's left out of my team. I think you can make that argument that just because somebody's lower than somebody else, we're talking like perfect world situations here.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like realistic situations. Because some people are going to have Minn-Erva high and some people are going to have her low. I'm just saying for people that get her at 3 stars, it's not better to throw her, if you only have her at 3 stars or so, don't level her up and put her in instead of Oracle. Well, you're more easily able to farm Oracle and get him up to a higher star level and make him more powerful overall than Minn-Erva. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, and I'll agree. I thought that would have been kind of obvious. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just making sure for not everyone knows
fair
it to be as obvious.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if you've got Minn-Erva at level 1 and your Oracle is at level 50, obviously you're going to throw in Oracle. Depending on who's going to provide better for you, all things being equal, I would take Minn-Erva over Oracle.
Yeah, I would agree. As long if it's equal, then yeah, sure. 100%.
That I think is my only is I guess where I'm drawing that distinction, right?
Yeah. I agree. So originally, whenever you said that you would drop him out of the team comp every time, I was thinking maybe you were going to say, screw a healer, let's put in Reaper and Cyborg and all that. And
no. If you've got Minn-Erva and Oracle roughly around the same area, power level, right? I would use Minn-Erva over Oracle.
Yeah, for sure. She's so good. She's such a good character.
She is a really good character. Let's see. Who did we talk about last? Was it Royal Guard? So we are on Reaper now. So Reaper got a focus increase. The basic now has a chance to apply bleed. The special increases got an increase to single target damage, and it applies heal block. It will always apply heal block at max level. And then the passive is Hunter Killer. So on crit, Reaper will heal herself. On crit, she'll generate an ability energy for a Kree ally. She gets extra crit chance and then gains extra crit chance per Kree minion ally. And let me look at the numbers here, but I didn't think they were like massively increased to the point where you're like, oh wow, you gotta include her.
Yeah, for me, I think she's just going to be situational. If you really need that heal block, then I would switch her in instead of Cyborg. But I think for the most part, Cyborg will do the job better. But there are going to be some situations where I think that she will come in handy specifically for a team that really is regenerative and you need to knock someone out specifically early.
Yeah, at max level, she will do 25%. She has a 25% crit chance.
Yeah, I mean, that's still, not that sounds good, but, that's only a quarter of the time that you're hitting, she's going to crit.
Right. And as we all know, it will come in spurts. There'll be times
Yeah.
that she'll hit 5 in a row, then you're going to go 20
exactly.
without one. So,
yeah, exactly.
So next we've got Kree Noble. No stat increases for Kree Noble, but her basic will now clear a positive effect. If the target had a positive effect, she'll generate an ability energy, and then the ability energy will generate even if the clear is resisted. So that's nice. Mm-hmm. So it's not dependent upon clearing the positive effect. If they had a positive effect, it's just going to happen.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
The special applies assist now to an adjacent ally. If that target is Kree, apply offense up, and then her single target damage was increased. Her kit's just amazing. Honestly, that Imperial Kree alone makes her worth having in any Kree team. But then her passive, on a turn, she has a chance to clear negative effect from allies who have negative effects, and if the ally is Kree, clear an additional negative effect. So at level 4, it's a guaranteed 1 effect. So for Kree, it'll clear 2.
Right.
So that's nice. I mean, if you can just on her turn, you don't even have to use an ability to do it. She's just going to clear two effects. That's going to be pretty sweet. It maxed out. It'll clear 1 negative effect from 2 allies.
Yeah. This for me would probably be my first orange upgrade. I haven't done it yet, but I'm fairly positive this would be my first orange upgrade because we're in such a huge debuff centric meta comp right now that taking off potentially 4 buffs. I'm sorry, debuffs would be fantastic in this current environment. So, I think that that is definitely worthy of an upgrade for orange mats. I haven't looked. Don't quote me on it 100% yet because I haven't. I really need to weigh out everyone's orange upgrades before I do it. I haven't even done it for myself yet. So. But I'm fairly positive that's probably going to be my first one. There are a surprising amount of people who want to auto drop Noble. I don't understand why.
Yeah, I think the only reason maybe is because Ronin will drop Nobles, but there's no guarantee. And to me, Noble's one of those. Noble and Cyborg are 2 that have to be in every team.
I would. Cyborg for the same reason I mentioned before. I think there's sometimes when you can take him out, but I think the vast majority of the time, I think you're right. For me, definitely Noble. She can clear a buff, which even anyone that's run Shield knows how useful that can be. Clearing a buff to clear a taunt or something like that, amazing. She has a nuke with an offense up basically, and you can control who it goes to. That's really good. And she gives out energy. That's fantastic. And then she has potentially up to 4 debuff clears per turn on a team that can potentially give her the speed up. That's even better. She could be clearing it faster than normal. So, there's just no downside, in my opinion, to her. So
No.
I would keep her in 100% of the time.
Yep. By the way, real quick side note, it is after midnight where I'm at right now. Hey, you're in the Central Time Zone as well. Yeah, I just hit day 360. So, yay me, 15 Hulk shards and 25 cores.
You're rich.
Yeah, buddy. But, yeah, I don't know. Like you, I have to go through the orange abilities because I still don't know if I want to rank up any of my Guardians or if my Kree are going to, as my Kree increase, if they're going to overtake the Guardians. I haven't decided yet. But I definitely think that you're onto something with Noble. Her base speed bothers me though. It's an 86. Even with the speed ups, that's really slow. Because again, you're relying on the Ronin ability energy to give her that 20% bar increase. So I don't know. I gotta think about that.
Yeah,
her speed's so slow.
Whose? Do I Nobles?
Nobles.
Yeah, it's not fast, but like they're kind of like that for a reason though, because you get them just for the reasons that we talked about, and just kind of like what you said. It's one of those situations where it can really make up for it if things work right, or it can only make up for it a little bit. But either way, it's going to be a bit better than what it looks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, and overall, I'll go ahead and say this now. I was going to wait till later on, but the Kree ended up not quite being as good as I thought they were going to be. Before I got my hands on them and I was messing around with them, I thought that they were going to be super good. A challenge to Shield, really, as far as how easily they can get stuff done in this game. But I still think that they're very good. Don't get me wrong, but they weren't as good as I thought they were going to be, and that's probably my fault for giving them or hyping them up in my mind too much.
Well, I want to address that, but let's talk about Oracle real quick first.
Sure.
Then I specifically want to address that because what you brought up is something I wanted to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think it's something that's really kind of been discussed enough.
Yeah.
So let's cover Oracle real quick, and then let's get back to that to what you just said about them being better than or not as good as you thought. So Oracle got a max health increase. The basic got a single target damage increase with a chance to generate ability energy. The special now applies heal over time to the lowest health allies. If those allies are Kree, apply an additional heal over time. The passive, whenever an ally receives energy, heal them. And then heal is increased if the ally is a Kree. So give me 1 second here. I wanna look at Oracle's kit because I actually have Oracle at 7 stars.
Right.
Yeah. See, you got to go all the way to level 7 to guarantee that ability energy on Oracle's basic.
Mm-hmm.
And even though it's at 80% at level 5, man, when that doesn't hit, it reminds me of the Punisher, right? The Punisher special, if you didn't take it all the way to level 5, or his passive, right, where he assists, if you didn't take it all the way to level 5, it just felt like it never fired off.
Right.
And I'm worried that the energy pistol is going to kind of be the same thing here. Now, the thing with Oracle's energy pistol is his kit really works well together with the fact that anytime somebody gets that ability energy, they're going to heal, right? And they're going to heal.
Sorry, say that one more time. You kind of cut off right there.
I said anytime they get that ability energy, they're going to heal from his passive.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So his kit's really nice for the kind of that sustain, because he's gonna go off. He's not the slowest character. I mean, he's at a 97 speed, but he's not super fast. But remember that, whenever somebody gets that ability energy, Ronin's going to give them a speed bar increase. Now here's the problem, right? And here's the problem with all the Kree, in my opinion, is this ability energy is always random.
Right.
And it's only one. Right, so it's not like when JJ does her shake it off and she's generating like 3 ability energy to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's very random who's going to wind up getting this ability energy. So you may need somebody to kind of get it, and they're not gonna, and then you're gonna feel like really really bad about it. So it just but I say that to kind of lead back into what you said about the Kree not living up to your expectations.
Yeah.
I'm very, very happy for that. The reason being is that had the Kree met Defender level, rework, Defender level rework, Spider-Man Thanos level reworks. And you know what? They may have gotten kind of close to the Spider-Man Thanos level, but
I think they beat that.
I think they beat that, but they didn't get to the Defenders level.
I would say I need more time to decide that, but I would say if they didn't, it's not far off. But they might have. I just don't. It's definitely not Shield level is the thing.
But that's a good thing. That's actually great, right? And here's why: because everybody that has Nick Fury has Kree, and basically it would have been a twofer, right? So for getting Nick Fury, you would have basically gotten two super powerful teams. That would have been very bad.
I understand where you're coming from, but I think that depends on what perspective you're coming from. Because I actually think that would be very good.
Why? It's a rich get richer.
No, not really, because the Kree is a team that has been very accessible for a long time, and they're very farmable. So I think they're more farmable or I guess they're about as farmable as Shield, but they're someone that someone can jump into and farm very quickly. I feel like. So,
but at the same time, right? My discussion is not so much on the Kree as a standalone. I'm talking specifically for those that where's your Nick Fury at right now? Where's your Shield team?
My Shield team is like 5-6 stars, 7 on security.
Okay, and your Fury is what, 6-star?
No, he's 5-star right now, going to be 6-star.
Okay. So, because you had a 6-star Fury, you should be given basically another Shield level team. I mean, that is definitely a rich get richer because Shield is so powerful in so many different aspects of the game that you're basically getting 2 for the price of 1.
But here's the thing, and I know what you're saying, and that's what I was saying, was that depends on what you think is bad about that, because I like the fact that it's going to be more of a great equalizer for everyone as opposed to whoever has Nick Fury wins the game. And I also think that it will be good for everyone to be able to clear content easier. So in my eyes, I view that as a win. I'm tired of everyone that, including myself, if you have Nick Fury, you do far better than everyone else. With the Kree team, it makes it more accessible. You will have a really good team that you're farming up in order to get the other team, like instead of having to farm up crap in order to get something good. So I like that being actually useful and being very good. I don't get me wrong, I'm not like super upset that they aren't Shield level, but I kind of like the fact that in my eyes I saw it as a great equalizer amongst a lot of people.
But it wouldn't have been a great equalizer. It would have separated out even more.
I don't know how you think it would separate people out even more.
Okay, so if you have Fury, you have a decent at least Kree team, right?
Yep.
Okay. So if I don't have Fury, I may have a decent Kree team, I may not. But if you have Fury, you have a decent Kree team. There's definitely a separation.
Yeah.
Right? So if you have Fury, you had gotten another quote unquote Shield level rework, you would have basically doubled up over everybody else. That is a separation.
Well, here's the thing: is that first of all, people are getting Fury now pretty often, but the biggest thing is that they have a really good.
He's only been around twice. Now. He's only been around twice.
Yeah, I know, but people have.
But they pushed him back.
Pre-prepared. Well, I know, but he's coming, obviously, inevitably. But I'm saying that people have a really good raid team now, because so that makes those things not matter as much. The fact that Nick Fury isn't coming around very often, you now have a team, or you could have, and you still do kind of have a team that works really, really well in raids. And
yeah, but something I've got that with Defenders. Shield is arena dominant. And you're gonna tell me that
Shield is everything dominant.
Well, Shield is everything dominant, but Shield is okay. The only area right now, well, there's really kind of two. Shield, I can match or beat Shield performance in raids with Defenders just because of their sustain, right?
Right.
Arena, I don't even go near them. And obviously they just kind of walk through Dark Dimension, and I'll be interested to see what a maxed out Kree team can do in that node. But if you have a shield team that is arena dominant, and then had gotten a Kree team that worked great in arena as well, that would have been very, very bad for people.
Well, you'd be using them in arena. I mean, you'd be using shield in arena over Kree. I still am going to be using shield in arena over Kree.
Because Kree didn't get that shield level rework.
Right, but I that's why I'm saying I would have liked them to have that level of a rework, because that would have given people, instead of having basically 2 steps to get a really good raid team, it would have been you only have 1 step for everyone to get a really good raid team.
But you've already got the really good raid team with the defenders. You didn't need to get Kree for a really good raid team for the shield.
But this is also a stepping stone to another really good raid team.
You know, and we'll see what happens when Captain Marvel drops, and see if maybe there's some synergy we're missing here that may boost them more. I don't know. Her kit doesn't.
She's not going to be from her kit, yeah.
But I mean, a lot of the other Kree kits work with her because she's a Kree ally. So I don't know. I don't know if she's going to wind up bringing something that would cause us to drop out another Kree. We'll talk about her some more in a future episode. So I think we've kind of gone down that rabbit hole long enough. What about you?
I mean, this is so long now. Like I said before, I'm going to cut out a lot of this. Patreons can get it. That's fine. But I'm going to cut down
patrons
a lot of this.
So leave this part in. If you're not a patron, you just missed out on rather lengthy discussion between 2 stubborn individuals who both think they're right. So I think that really kind of covers our news for the week. Was there anything else that you wanted to cover before we move into our character spotlight?
No, I think I'm good with that. Yeah, I think we've pretty much hit everything. We went through all of the Kree, right? Before we got.
Yeah, I think.
I don't remember what we sidetracked into. So.
Well, I specifically wanted to finish before we got into that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's right. I remember. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, we did finish up Oracle before we went into the tangent.
Yeah.
So this week we are talking about the Gene Genie herself, Minn-Erva. So. Dr. Minn-Erva first came to Earth seeking exiled Kree Captain Mar-Vell. She hoped to mate with him and use his altered genes to help progress the Kree genetic code. Later, she worked with Captain Atlas in an effort to steal Quasar's quantum bands, known as the so-called Power Bands of Ren, to the Kree. As part of the Kree Star Force, Minn-Erva was aware of the Supreme Intelligence plan to decimate the Kree Empire with a Nega bomb in hopes of jumpstarting an evolutionary development in the remaining 10% Kree. Her first appearance was Captain Marvel number 50, May 1977. So her kit. All these numbers do come from msf.gg, which I think is pretty accurate. I haven't done the math itself. So her basic is Bioweapon. She will attack the primary target for 200% and apply bleed. And then she'll apply regen to the most injured, non-summoned ally. Her special is Genetic Reconstruction, where she will heal most injured ally for 5,000 health plus 15% of Minn-Erva's health. She will generate an ability energy to a random Kree ally, and then she will revive a dead ally with 40% max health and apply 2 death proof. Her ultimate is called Mass Phlebotomy, and I really love this one. She will steal 15% health from all enemies and then redistribute it to all allies. And then all allies receive an additional 5,000 health, and this bypasses heal block. She always applies regen for 2 turns to all allies. And she always applies bleed for 2 turns to all allies. And then she applies deflect to all Kree allies. Her her passive is called Kree Nanotech. And Kree Nanotech on ally death will change speed bar by 25%. And then on enemy death, she'll heal the most injured non-summoned ally for 15% of her health. And if that ally is also a Kree, she'll apply a random positive effect. Her kit's just crazy good.
Yeah, her kit is absolutely insane. Do you want to start off on this, or do you want me?
No.
Do you want to start off?
Wait, on the strategies?
Just on the
talking
kit
to
in general. Yeah, just on the kit in general.
So the basic and the special are nice. I like the fact that we've got another reviver other than Doctor Strange now, so that's nice. I love the fact that she works. She doesn't have to be with Kree.
Yeah, she can be pieced out into a lot of different teams.
Yep. But that mass phlebotomy, her ultimate, that is an ultimate. I mean that is amazing.
Yeah, it's arguably too amazing. But
well, I mean,
yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, all that works except for the deflect on everybody. So, yeah, that is. Really
I will say, yeah, I mean, I will say that her energy expense is high for those. I think it's like 5 and 7, if I remember correctly.
That's what I was just now looking up because I couldn't remember what that was.
Yeah, I think she starts off with her special, or maybe she's 1 away, and then I think for her ultimate, she's 2 energy away. She starts 2 energy away. Is that correct?
According to MSF.GG, she starts fully loaded.
Fully loaded with everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then her ultimate does take 7 energy, and her special does take 5.
Okay. Yeah, so for me, I really like her basic, actually. It does a lot considering that she is a support, which is also, she is, I'm not crazy, right? She is a support. Just want to make sure I did not get that wrong.
Yeah, she's support.
Okay, yeah. Kind of a bad thing right there, just because supports are like always targeted first. It's the same reason why Strange, it gets so screwed. But that being said, for a support, like on her basic, to have, a bleed and a heal for the most injured non-summoned ally. First of all, it's really good that it doesn't go to summon allies, because whoever wants to waste heals on summoned allies. So I actually like, that's an improvement. Like, I'm really glad that finally they're doing that.
Yep.
So on a basic, a bleed and some damage on top, like, good, great. And then her special, really good heal, ability energy, that's great. And then more, most importantly, finally another person with a revive and a 2 death proof on it. That's ridiculous. I mean, that's so good. It's nuts. I'm assuming the 2, like, it gets to a 2nd death proof with the orange ability upgrade. Is that correct?
I believe so. Give me 1 second to open her kit.
Yeah, because I kind of remember it being 1, and the second one, I wouldn't upgrade that immediately. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is good, but
no, I'm sorry. Level 4 is the 2 death proof.
Damn, then that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that's really good, because one of the biggest problems is with the revive, you have to just hope to God that no one touches them. But 40% max health, that's really good to come back with. Plus 2 death proof, that's really good.
Yeah, I don't see a need right now to take her to take her special above level 6.
What is her special add-on?
The level 7 is only plus 2,000 healing.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that at all.
Yeah. So, so there's, the special's great, obviously.
Same thing with the ultimate.
What's the ultimates?
1,000 health.
Oh, definitely not. No, hell no. So that makes it even better. Like, you don't have to waste oranges on her to be good.
Right.
So, yeah, and then her
I wouldn't
ultimate,
waste it on her passive either.
Which one's that?
So it takes the speed bar from 20% to 25% on enemy death.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, on ally death. I mean, 5% extra speed bar. Yeah, I don't think I'd drop it on that.
Yeah, and it's on ally death specifically.
I wouldn't put any T4 abilities into her at all.
Yeah, which is that's really good. Like, that sounds weird, but it's really good because it saves you on oranges to put on other Kree members, especially, that can really, like, make good use of them.
Right.
Or whoever you want to put them on. But yeah, so the ultimate, so good, it's ridiculous. I mean, the amount of stuff you get with that is insane. The steal health from all enemies and then redistributes it, that's amazing. It's basically like the kind of the inverse of Scarlet Witch. Apply Deflect to all Krees, so obviously she has amazing Kree synergy. Deflect is very annoying to go against. Anyone that's been against Scarlet Witch knows that. Get a heal on top of it, and it bypasses heal block, which is super important right now because heal block is the most annoying thing to go up against. I would have to say, Mordos and team comps. I want to kill myself. It's terrible.
Oh yeah.
So having that is amazing. And then, gosh, it's just like reading down it just gets better and better. Apply regen for 2 turns to all allies. Amazing. Not Kree specific, but amazing. And then always apply bleed for 2 turns to all enemies on top. That is just insane for a support character.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. And then her passive is great. On ally death you get the 25% increase, which is good because she revives. So that's important. And then this is super important, especially for raids. On enemy death, heal the most injured non-summoned, once again, ally for 15% of Minn-Erva's health. You got a 15% of health heal, so it's much better than a flat health, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And it's on enemy death, which we see how many people they jam in a node now. So that's going to be happening a fair bit. And you get a positive effect if that ally's Kree, which is great. Literally everything. I can't complain about her kit. It's amazing. I think it's a little too amazing, but at least she has high energy costs, so getting back up to it after you use it once is going to be a little more difficult. But if you run her with Kree, she is going to have increased energy gain.
She is going to have that increased energy gain. That's going to be really big for her.
Yeah, she's just so good. She's so good, it's nuts.
Yeah, and her health, according to MSF.GG, at 7-star level 70, T12, she's at 100k health.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you're getting back 15k.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
nothing to scoff at.
Ooh, nothing to scoff at all. So what strategies do you kind of see for her?
I mean, obviously, we even said this earlier. If you have her at a level that is on par with or even like a bit lower, but just not like much lower than Oracle, for Kree, for sure, put her in every single time. She trumps it. As for the other team comps that she can go with, I mean, there's so many other Kree, especially coming into the game, that you can make a weird meta comp. You can make a weird meta comp with other Kree and still have a lot of the benefits. So I don't know. I'm going to have to think about what teams, because I really didn't look.
Well,
which ones are you thinking of?
I'm thinking, first of all, she's a villain cosmic healer.
Oh yeah, well that's
right.
Huge.
So she could go in. I mean, you run her with Thanos. Okay. Yeah. You could put her into almost any. You could honestly put her into any villain team, and she's going to have synergy with all of. You could put her into any team, and she's going to have synergy. But I really like her with Thanos, because if you put her behind Thanos, then he has a chance to drop that 2 energy on her. So she's going to keep that energy buff going around. A part of me says Thanos, her, Rocket, Star-Lord, and then either Drax or Gamora.
Yeah.
Because if you put Star-Lord in the middle, he can feed her energy. He'll feed Rocket energy. I kind of like that comp. I think she gives a lot of mix and match villain, really almost any team, but a lot of mix and match teams now, to give them viable heals and regen. I mean, she basically just became a better night nurse.
Oh yeah, for sure. And she fills a spot that we've had pretty much barren for the longest time. We've been begging for even like a good villain healer let alone like a good cosmic killer. We just had Mantis come in, and she's good, but I mean, Minn-Erva blows her out of the water, honestly. So
Yeah.
not in a Guardian specific comp, but yeah.
Yet to me, she comes across a lot like a Doctor Strange.
A good Doctor Strange, though.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm looking at her numbers here. Her armor at level 70, tier 12, 7-star, it's only going to be like 2,000.
Yeah.
She is
squishy.
I kind of feel like she's at Strange's level of squishy. Really close.
Yeah.
Now, so here's the thing, right? So she's got almost double Strange's health.
Yeah.
Their armor is about the same, but she's got like 40 more thousand health at him. Now this is no red stars, right? So this is just level 7
right.
or 7 stars, level 70, tier 12. Strange only has 6k health. He needs a buff.
Yeah, he really does.
Really
like
does
it's ridiculous, especially with she's so blatantly like better than him in every single way. It's almost an insult. Like it's so obvious now more than ever that he needs a buff because she just basically is a far superior version of him.
Yeah, she really is a far superior version.
Yeah, it's hard honestly to pick out team comps for her specifically because she works so well everywhere that it's it's hard to pick any specific team comp. But yeah, things to look for, I would say. I haven't, I don't have her yet, so I don't know exactly what it's going to be like in the raids with her, how quickly she's going to die and stuff like that. Numbers can only take us so far. Like for me, at least, I need to see how it feels in a game, right? But if you need to, like Drax or something like that, honestly, just to immediately pull people off of her because supports are like the first ones that people attack.
Right.
So, if you need to a Drax, do it. Like that's a possibility. Someone with an early taunt, like Thanos, just as you said. Preferably it would be Thanos, just because you're right, energy, because that was one of the other things. Energy. Anyone that gives her energy is good because she has high energy costs. So if you want to spam it again, bring her in with people that can feed her energy. But other than that, I mean, she really does work on like every team comp. So it's hard to nail down like one that, like specific strategies because it's more of just things to look for. You know what I mean? She's just so applicable everywhere.
She really is. And honestly, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this. Man, it's $25.
Dude, honestly, if I was spending on the game, I would do it in a heartbeat. But like I said, I would go, like, if I did it, I would go hard on it. This isn't a time to, go half-ass on it. Like,
yeah,
if you do
but
it,
that's
you
the
need
thing
to do
is
it.
that that's kind of my thing because I have enough. I can get one. I could buy one of the offers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, don't forget. Yeah, she is getting a campaign in. I just like if I was going to throw down, like I would buy like every pack for her, basically, like because the only way that I see it as I would be picking her over Oracle, at least for Kree, which is where she is particularly great. Is that I would want her to be better than Oracle, like at least close enough that I could put her in there.
Yeah,
so,
and my Oracle is currently 7-star.
Yeah, so that's going to be tough to beat. I mean, granted, you still can use her just other places, but like you're going to want her at least like 5 stars.
Yeah, I think I may hold off on her for right now.
Yeah, I mean, look at it this way. This is the comfort to everyone. Most likely, she will be farmable eventually. You know what I mean? You're not going to have her in the prime of her time in this game, but she will be very good for a long time, I imagine, and you will get to farm her eventually. You're not going to have the new coolness, but yeah, that's why. And as someone just brought up, just like Black Widow, and that's why I said most likely, because yeah, there are some people who they don't want to let go of. But yeah, we'll see what happens with it. Another thing that Assassin actually pointed out in chat, which is very true, and I can't believe I glossed over this. Summoners, because on ally death, change speed bar by 25%. Summoners on your team, they'll proc that whenever they die. Oh. So that's another thing to look for whenever you're looking for a comp to put her in. So.
All right, thank you, Core. So Core Shadow mentioned, I'm looking at the wrong orb. You buy the Genie orb, which is 6 to 180 per drop, which means you're guaranteed to at least get her at 2 stars.
Yeah, actually, I was talking to Pika, friend of the show. He got 180. I was like, hey, you should buy it, because he was waffling. I was like, if you're gonna buy a thing, like, do it now and do it on her. And he did it, and he got a 180 on his pack. And I was just like, oh my god, you owe me so much.
Yeah, but I've still got Oracle at 3 red stars, 7-3.
Yeah,
and I just
but don't forget, like, she is applicable other places. I would say, at least, like, know that you're going to want to get her up to 5 stars at least.
Yeah.
That's for me is where that's my cutoff. If you aren't going to be willing to go to 5 stars, then don't do it.
Yeah, I'm not willing to go to 5 stars. I think we have discussed her to death at this point.
Yes, you are correct.
And she just revived herself. Yay! All right. So, Hebrew, we have gone quite the length of time tonight. We are surpassing 3 hours at this point.
I'm cutting so much of this, it's crazy, just so you know.
Which, if you were a patron, you would get the full thing.
That's right.
So just keep that in mind. If you do like to hear and have it go much longer, at the $5 level, you do get the episode early and uncut. But Hebrew, before we say goodbye, why don't you let everybody know who you're farming, man?
I'm farming gear for the most part now. I have my Kree all up past 6 stars. Kind of passively farming them still, I suppose. But I'm really trying to get gear, and switching back to gear from shards is very frustrating, because you think shards are bad whenever you farm them, but my god, gear probably has to be the most frustrating thing to farm. I'm really tired of throwing down like 200 energy and getting 2 things that I need. Like,
yeah, their drop rates are horrible.
Out of like 25 for 1 item. It's ridiculous. So
I say that anecdotally.
I mean, I'm doing that. I'm also, guys, I guess I'm going to probably go back to farming a little bit of shield too, because I need to get the rest of them up to 6 star. That way I can bring them into Dark Dimension. So, I'm just doing that pretty much. What about you?
I'm so close to my Punisher being done. I got to save up the gold to get him now. So
do you have your shield up? Like, are you going to be? You're going for Fury, right?
Let's just say I will get Fury.
Mm-hmm.
Going for Fury is a bit of a different statement. I will not have the shield up at this point. I am still kind of not focusing on defenders, but they're still kind of they're my secondary team.
Mm-hmm.
At least they're my primary team in arena. Or I'm sorry, they're my primary team in raids. They're my secondary team in arena. But I really need them for the Alpha 4 raid.
Yeah. You're talking about for defenders? Are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay. I'm not able to kind of focus on the shield farm because I'm still working on the Kree as well.
Yeah.
So Kree's kind of my primary focus. Although I have like Punisher, Iron Fist, and Miss Marvel and Groot are my constant dailies, and then I'm farming my Kree after I finish those guys.
Right.
So after that, it's kind of gear. Like today, I got Gamora to tier 12.
Mm-hmm.
She's a beast. She is an absolute beast at tier 12. I've got her at 45k power. She's only got 3 red stars.
Yeah, I got 4 on her, and she's tier 12 as well. I think she might be tier 11, actually. But I got 4 red stars on her, and I will say she is a bit of a monster with that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she gains offense up and then attacks for 370% of that. I'm just like,
yeah,
okay, thank you.
Especially in a Guardians team comp that you have, because I know you have the Guardians comp going. So
yes, in fact, I just beat some weird Kingpin Thanos Mordo arena team.
Yeah,
it was close though, but I think I had a lot of red stars. But it was definitely it was like almost 20k higher power than me. But hey, we're supposed to be able to a good managed team should be able to punch 20% above their weight, or something like that, I guess. But before we head out for the week, man, was there anything else you wanted to say?
That is pretty much it for me. Well, I guess I was going to say, for anyone that was listening, if you like the poll system that we did this time, if you like it, please let us know. I personally enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. And tell anyone that also plays the game if they want to participate. We're going to be doing it every week, assuming everyone likes it. So, join in, let people know. And for the patrons, thank you guys very much for doing that. Della, thank you for the increase to make sure that audio issues hopefully don't happen again.
Yeah. I'm just gonna have to reboot before we start.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
So, all right. Well, I wanted to say thank you to everybody that's still hanging with us live as we cross the 3-hour, 10-minute mark. And for those of you listening on the podcast later, thank you for listening. If you would like to become a part of our active and interactive community, though, you can do so at our Discord channel at discord.me/RavagerReport. If you'd like to send us an email, you can email us at theravagerreport@gmail.com, or you can find us on Twitter at RavagerRepo. If you like what you hear and would like to help support our show, you can join our patrons at patreon.com/RavagerReport, where we have subscription levels ranging from $2 to $20. We do want to send another great big shout out to all our current patrons. Thank you so much for everything that you do, for supporting our show. Without you, you guys keep us going week to week, and without you, we wouldn't have much of a show. So just thank you, and know that we greatly appreciate your support. And until next week, keep fighting, true believers.